Welcome to Vlad TV.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So we're going to get into the whole story, but I kind of want to build a timeline in
Okay.
terms of how it all happens. So you grew
Carmen
up.
Bryan just dropped a jaw-dropping revelation about Jay-Z's past, and it's way more than a simple love triangle. She's spilling the tea on why Jay was connected to both Elisabeth Ovesen and Foxy Brown back when they were teens. And trust me, this story is packed with twists you won't see coming. If you think you've heard it all, get ready. This one will have you hooked. Carmen, who first stepped into the rap world through her relationship with Nas, didn't just make waves with that. Her affair with Jay-Z turned heads. And now she's sharing the shocking truth behind his early connections. The reasons for these relationships are deeper than anyone imagined. And once you hear them, you'll never look at this story the same way again. Carmen Bryan just revealed the juicy details about her secret romance with Jay-Z, and it's nothing short of wild. Their hidden relationship lasted 5 years, from 1995 to 2000, and they went to great lengths to keep it under wraps. They'd meet in secret, sometimes in fancy hotels, other times in quiet, low-key apartments, always staying one step ahead of prying eyes. With Jay-Z's career taking off, getting caught could have ruined everything. So they had to be extra careful. In her book, It's No Secret, Carmen spilled everything about their time together. She shared how they managed to keep things hidden for so long and what it was like being part of a relationship that had to stay in the shadows. Her stories pull back the curtain on a love affair filled with passion, secrecy, and the constant risk of being exposed. I am excited to welcome her today to talk all shits about Mun. Carmen Bryan didn't hold back when she shared how she and Jay-Z kept their relationship under the radar. They sent secret messages and planned their meetups carefully. In the tight-knit hip-hop world where word spreads fast, keeping things quiet wasn't easy. But for years, they pulled it off without anyone catching on. She first met Jay-Z right after he released Reasonable Doubt. The album had just dropped, she said. I remember hearing it and thinking, who is this? I like this. They crossed paths at a party through a mutual friend, and the connection was instant. It news, but here's where things get even juicier. Carmen revealed that during their time together, something unexpected happened that made their already secretive affair even more complicated. The twists in their story only get deeper from here. Carmen Bryan revealed a bombshell. She got pregnant with Jay-Z's baby during their secret relationship. Just think about the chaos if that news had leaked back then. Carmen claims that the pregnancy ended in what she describes as a forced miscarriage. That's a serious accusation. Was she pressured into ending it? Or was something even darker happening behind the scenes? Carmen has never shared all the details, leaving a lot of questions and speculation. Some people think she might be exaggerating, while others believe every word she says. The truth is, we might never know exactly what happened. Shaken the entire hip-hop world. In her book, Carmen shared how shocked and confused she felt when she found out she was pregnant. She knew the baby was Jay-Z's, but she also knew how much trouble it could cause. The pressure was unreal, and she had to face some incredibly tough choices while keeping this life-changing secret to herself. At one point, yes, I was pregnant by Jay, she admitted, looking back on the experience. It was a moment that could have flipped everything upside down, not just for her, but for the whole rap scene. Carmen Bryan shared that her pregnancy with Jay-Z happened early on, long before all the drama we know about today. This was way before everything, she said. When asked how far along she was, Carmen replied, "It was still really early. definitely less than 3 months in the first trimester. But if you think the pregnancy was the biggest bombshell, think again. It was just the start of a whirlwind of secrets and drama that nobody saw coming. When Carmen told her story in her book, she dropped revelations that shook everything up. And just when you think you've heard it all, the story takes an even crazier turn. Carmen's story takes a darker turn when she reveals she was already 3 months pregnant when she found out. It wasn't something she planned, and it certainly wasn't a moment of celebration. It was a big problem for both her and Jay-Z. But things didn't stop there. They only got more complicated. Carmen explained that it wasn't anything crazy or planned. It wasn't like they were making future plans for the baby. When she told Jay-Z about the pregnancy, she did it after the fact. But how did he react? That's a mystery, and it's something that still got people talking. What really went on behind closed doors? We may never get the full story. In the end, the pregnancy ended, but the secret stuck around. For years, Carmen and Jay-Z kept their relationship under wraps, and you can only imagine how heavy that secret must have felt for both of them. Carrying around such a huge secret couldn't have been easy for either of them. But here's where it gets even more shocking. The pregnancy wasn't even the biggest reveal in Carmen's book. She had a lot to say about Jay-Z, and let's just say not all of it was nice. By 2000, their relationship was already on rocky ground. The secret meetings and hidden romance had worn them down, and Carmen was feeling the pressure. She wasn't holding anything back anymore, and the truth about what really went down was finally starting to surface. What happens next? Well, you'll have to keep reading to find out. Um, the pressure of keeping their affair secret and Jay-Z's rising fame only made things harder for Carmen and Jay-Z. But what really broke them apart wasn't the stress or the secrecy. It was a song. Enter Super Ugly. This track wasn't just another diss. It shook the hip-hop world and hit Carmen hard. In the song, Jay-Z didn't just hint at their relationship. He got into explicit details about his time with Carmen. He even rapped about a private moment they shared in a Jeep. It wasn't just embarrassing, it felt like a public betrayal. Carmen's life was turned upside down, and the private details they had kept hidden were now out in the open for the world to hear. That song changed everything, and it marked the end of their secret romance. I laughed. Jay-Z is not staying quiet about it. He's outright denying the accusations, calling them heinous, and even saying that if the claims were true, the accuser should be filing criminal charges, not a civil lawsuit. But what's hitting him the hardest, he's worried about how this is all affecting his family, especially his kids. He shared that his only heartbreak in all of this is for his loved ones who now have to deal with the consequences of these serious allegations. Jay-Z really crossed a line with Super Ugly. Not only did he reveal their secret affair, but he also took it a step further by bragging about leaving used condoms in Carmen's daughter's baby seat. That wasn't just airing their dirty laundry. It was dragging an innocent child into all the mess. Carmen confirmed that Jay-Z knew she had a daughter with Nas at the time. He was aware of that, she said. So while she and Nas were already having problems in their relationship, Jay-Z didn't hold back. The impact of Super Ugly on Carmen's life was huge. More than just a public diss. It shook her world in ways she never saw coming. The fallout was immediate and brutal. Suddenly, Carmen's private life was out in the open for everyone to talk about, and not in a good way. Her affair with Jay-Z was all over the place, and the hip hop world was buzzing, but not with praise. It was a level of humiliation that most of us can't even imagine. By that time, Carmen and Jay-Z were already having their issues, but when he made it public, it only made things worse. In her book, Carmen didn't hold back about how she felt. She said that was the moment she lost all respect for Jay-Z, referring to him by his initials. And that moment changed everything for her. I think what that line says, there's this kind of rule between mom and dad. Carmen made it clear this wasn't just a messy breakup, it was the total destruction of trust. But here's the kicker, as wild as Carmen's story was, it was only the start. The end of their affair didn't just close a chapter, it opened up a whole new one in Jay-Z's controversial past. It turns out Carmen wasn't the only one with a story to share. More shocking allegations were about to come out, and trust me, they would make Super Ugly look like child's play. If you know anything about Jay-Z and Diddy, you already know their history has been full of drama, and this was just the beginning. Things are getting serious for Jay-Z and Diddy right now. A federal lawsuit just dropped, and it's making huge waves in the hip hop world. The accusations are shocking. They're being accused of involving a 13-year-old girl at an MTV Music Awards after party back in September 2000. At first, only Diddy was named in the lawsuit, but now Jay-Z is in the mix too. The victim, who is keeping her identity private and going by Celebrity A in the court papers, says there was another woman there who witnessed everything. This morning, Jay-Z denied the allegations and firmly rejected any involvement with a 13-year-old. The drama surrounding this case is just beginning, and it's definitely one to keep an eye on. The drama just got even bigger. A civil lawsuit that was first filed back in October has now been updated to include Jay-Z alongside Diddy. The accuser, who's only known as Jane Doe, claims that both men assaulted her at a 2000 Video Music Awards after party. This whole situation has Jay-Z worried, especially about his family. He's thinking a lot about his daughter, Blue Ivy, who's old enough now to hear about all the drama that's got him concerned. But instead of backing down, Jay-Z is fighting back. He's claiming the victim is just trying to blackmail him, hoping he'll pay up to avoid all the public mess. But he's made it clear he's not giving in. And now this lawsuit has everyone talking about Jay-Z's past. Old rumors about his relationships with younger women are starting to resurface, and people are beginning to connect the dots. It's like his past is coming back to haunt him, and things are only getting more complicated. The plot thickens, and now people are starting to wonder if there's more to this story than we ever knew. It's not just the fans talking. Elisabeth Ovesen, who used to appear in music videos, has shared her thoughts on the situation. She says, this kind of behavior isn't exactly rare in the music industry. According to her, everything that's coming out about Jay-Z was never really a secret. She believes this kind of behavior is something that gets passed down and learned, and she's pointing out that it might be a bigger problem in hip hop as a whole. Elisabeth, who once went by the name Karen Steppen, was a well-known figure in the early days of hip hop, and now she's making people think about how deep these issues really run within the industry. Could this be just the tip of the iceberg? It's got people questioning a lot more than just Jay-Z's past. Mhm. Back in the 2000s, Elisabeth Ovesen, also known as a popular hip hop video star, made waves with her book, Confessions of a Video Vixen. In this book, she shares her personal experiences in the industry, including her time spent with Jay-Z. She recalls how at first he treated her like a gentleman, But things took a turn, and she describes an incident in the car that makes you question that label of gentleman. Her story gives us a different side of Jay-Z, one that's not as polished as his public persona. What's striking is how similar Elizabeth's story is to Carmen Bryan's. Both women were involved with Jay-Z while he was rising to fame. Both have shared their stories years later, revealing a side of Jay-Z that contrasts with his public image. And here's the kicker: Elizabeth isn't finished yet. She's planning to release an updated version of her book. And who knows what new revelations she'll share next. This ongoing saga of Jay-Z's past just keeps getting more complicated. Back in the 2000s, Elisabeth Ovesen, also known as a popular hip-hop video star, made waves with her book, Confessions of a Video Vixen. Also, don't miss our next video. Click the link on the screen for more details you won't want to miss. If you found this interesting, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you can stay updated with all our latest videos. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.